Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest and the Big Monster mod, the expanded version of... Whoa! Okay. That guy had a fun time, didn't he? Yes. Wow, okay. Anyway, expanded version of Warsword Conquest, and this adds a whole bunch of extra stuff. Yes, massive units and everything, and we're going to be hopefully able to maybe get some of those relatively soon. Now, this is me in the middle of a dungeon run. I am not going to show you, obviously, the whole thing, but I thought I would catch you up on what I've been doing, because it's been a little bit of time since I have shown you the progression that we've had so far, and the main reason for that is because it's been one failure after another, and I didn't really want to see anything like that happening to Umyak. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to show this, I'm just going to tell you about it. Basically, I went into dungeons, difficulty 3, and... this is exactly what this is, by the way. I am still on difficulty 3, and I've been attempting to try and, shall we say, gain some cash, gain some renown, and so on and so forth. Because let's face it, you know, according to the custom rules, if I manage to complete a difficulty 3 dungeon, then I get 30,000 gold. Which is very nice. That is very, very, very good, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So, if we can manage to achieve victory, then that is what we'll get. Unfortunately, many of the dungeon runs I've had have been very unlucky, and that's primarily the reason why I haven't really been showing any of it, because, well, it is actually luck most of the time, because generally what you're going to have, some of the time, maybe most of the time, is you're going to have these really, really big units that have massive gun potential, and they are just going to murder you. They are just going to murder you very, very quickly. This is the reason why, by the way, that I'm level 28. I'm not level 28 because of anything apart from me just going into a dungeon and killing as many people as I can. And then when I actually have killed people, I end up dying because that's just how things have gone for me. Because I consistently get things like Chaos Dwarves, and Chaos Dwarves are doable, don't get me wrong. They are very, very doable for us, but unfortunately, we have situations that occur where I turn around a corner and they have an Annihilator standing there. Yeah, they have a Chaos Dwarf Annihilator, and if you know what they are, well, they're the ones with the blunderbusses, and they basically just rip me to shreds, because I am indeed an ogre, of course, or Umyak is, at least, because I am just a regular human in real life, of course. And yes, Umyak is obviously an ogre, so he is indeed going to be taking massive damage from a blunderbuss, because he's most likely going to get hit by almost all the pellets, you know, especially if they are very, very close by to where you are when they fire. So, you know, that's yeah, that's primarily the reason why I've had issues actually doing anything here. Okay, we've got the final level. This is the final level. This is indeed a long dungeon, so I am hopefully going to be able to achieve victory here. And as I said, we do have quite a few skill points to spend, so I will hopefully be able to do that after this. Oh no. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that has been happening to me as well. A lot of, should we say, ganging up, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them in any way, because they, you know, they're up against Umyak, and he's a very dangerous individual, isn't he? Yes, he's very, very dangerous. Okay, oh no, 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 oh no. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I am talking about every single time. I'm here, by the way. I'm in goblin territory, because the funny thing is, I've gone everywhere else. I've gone to all other dungeons in this area, and I've just been failing the entire time. So I just thought I'd give you an update on his level, because as you can see, he's now level 28, as you know, and he has 5 additional attribute points. So I thought, okay, well, what are we going to spec into? Well, I've already specced into foreign leadership, obviously, so it's probably a good idea for me to spec into some more stuff like that. However, I'm also thinking about speccing into intelligence, because if I spec into intelligence, I will then inevitably have the ability to spec into some things that we really, really do need. Like, for example, we can spec into some more Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Power Draw, and indeed other things like Weapon Master, Athletics, and maybe even some Constitution. So that's the reason why I'm kind of thinking right now that maybe I should indeed spec into Intelligence. But then I also think, well, we're level 28. It might take us a long time to level up into other things, right? So to get to, you know, for example, obviously in Warband, it's pretty easy to get to level 30, you know, even without an increased amount of experience gain. But then after that, it starts to get much, much harder. And when you get to level 40, then everything is, it's just immensely difficult to get any more experience from that. I have in the past gotten to, I believe, level 45 or 44. I don't know, I can't remember which character that was, but I have in the past gotten to that level, and it was a slog. It took a long, long time to get that at that point. So that's the reason why I'm kind of thinking right now that maybe what we want to do is, as I say, just fill out our other skills. So I'm just going to level up my intelligence a little bit here, and we're just going to be getting some Iron Flesh, some Power Strike, loads of Power Draw. Oh, we can only go 10? We can only go 10 in Power Draw? Okay, that's interesting, because that means that my headpiece, the thing that's providing me with +4, is actually making a huge difference, because that means I only need 6 in Power Draw to be able to make that work. So that's actually really nice. So we're just going to go for 10. Then we'll go for some more Iron Flesh, more Power Strike, a little bit more Weapon Master, and I think I would like to get some inventory management. I know that sounds really, really stupid, maybe, potentially, but you know what? I kind of want it. You know, I kind of want it. I have one of those minds where I get really annoyed if I have a full inventory. That's always how it's been, even playing MMORPGs, if you can imagine that, you know, playing an MMORPG and you're running around and you have no inventory space to pick up anything. It's very annoying, and that's the reason why I have that kind of complex now in any game. Isn't that wonderful? Anyway, there's, yeah, Tomb Kings and Goblins and Orcs. They are aggressive to us, by the way, so this is the reason why it's very difficult for us to move around here. Ah, look who it is. I found Cyrus. Look at that. Okay, hello there, sir. Yeah, unfortunately, he is certainly not going to be... Is he? Wait a minute. Is he actually? No, no. I actually wondered whether he had changed in the expanded version, but no. That's absolutely fine, of course, because it is indeed very much necessary to lock it off a little bit, in my opinion, at least. Anyway, there's a ransom broker here. I'm actually going to sell those Chaos Trolls that we have, because remember, we did manage to take 2 of them prisoner. I was going to try to continue getting them to be converted to our side, but I felt like, hey, I don't know, I feel like that's a waste of time. Anyway, I sold all my loot, as you can see right here, and so I have now 6,700 gold. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe find a tournament that could be a really, really nice way of making some extra cash, because that's going to give us about 10,000, which would be really, really nice. Okay, let's have a look. Great Ogum. I think I could probably find something, maybe, if I can make it up there. Alright, so on my way over to Chaos Dwarf territory, even though I have just realized just now that they are indeed aggressive to us. Yes. So, unfortunately for me, we won't be able to go into the town to do any tournament. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to attack these Skaven rabble, and I do have some ogres, by the way. I did manage to find some ogres in some taverns, and obviously we have some warriors of Ulrich and some various other people, and indeed my ogres will be doing a great job. I have some Imperial sharpshooters apparently as well. Okay, that's kind of nice. I didn't know that. And, there we go. Oh, I'm going to take massive damage. No. Oh, yeah, this is what I should not have done. I should not have done that. But at least my people are just going to charge in straight away, and they're probably going to have a pretty decent time here. It shouldn't be super, super difficult. This is the reason why I actually wanted to go in against this particular party, because I thought to myself, this is easy. This is going to be really, really easy. And as you see, it is. It is. I have Gotrek as well, by the way. I found a bunch of additional companions. So I have Gotrek. We now also have, obviously, Genevieve. We obviously found her, you know, together on screen. And, yeah, we have Gotrek. And we also have another guy, Matthias. Yes, Matthias. I actually sent him off to get me some right to rule. And we probably need to do that a little bit more, if I'm honest. So let's actually just get a couple of these guys. And then we'll get some, ooh, actually quite nice. Pretty good swords right there, but I'm going to be selling them. Okay, so this is something that I really wanted to show you just because I had no idea that this was actually the case. Genevieve herself is absolutely insane in regards to her stats. Have you seen her stats recently? Because I did not know that she was this strong. I guess there's a reason why she was so expensive, right? Yeah. As you can see, she has 9 in Iron Flesh, 9 in Power Strike, 6 in Weapon Master, 7 Shield, 9 Athletics, 6 Riding, and then, well, nothing much else, even though she does have a massive smattering of different skills and... Oh, wow. I'm actually very, very surprised I did not see that to begin with, but... Yeah, that is actually pretty crazy. And she's also wearing an enchanted evening gown right here, which is indeed very, very nice. I should really give her a helmet, but unfortunately, all I have is this, and she looks ridiculous with that, so that's not what I'm going to do. Alright, so I managed to make it to a tournament. As you can see, I've already done one and won it, surprisingly enough. So I am going to just continue here. I'm not going to do the no holds barred tournament just yet, even though that would technically be much more beneficial for us. Because I really kind of badly need ward save. Ward save is going to be extremely important for us as we go forward here. And wait a minute, what the... Oh, wow, this is very cool. Okay, I have a bad feeling that we're going to die here, to be honest. Okay, I've already killed one person, so I think I can probably just go forward. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I didn't place a bet. Okay, well, that was... Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay, that's funny. Anyway, we should be fine here. If I can just eliminate 2 people, yep, we're fine. There we go. There we are. I didn't realize that it was going to be so incredibly fast for me to, you know, exit. That was the reason why I then immediately just pressed on the fight, you know, next fight button. But yeah, oh well, it doesn't really matter, I guess. It's just 1, but I guess it would make a bit of a difference, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm not going to skip anymore because I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to get through now, so... I'm just going to make sure that that actually happens just by playing it through normally. I actually really like using the weapons that the Nippon have available. I think they're really enjoyable to use, actually, and very, very satisfying to use with an ogre as well. I think that's probably just because the model becomes so much larger when the ogre is using it, as you can see right here. Look at this. I can hit this guy for 81 damage. Absolutely insane. And he's dead. He's out of there. He is so incredibly dead that he has no idea. He has no idea. Anyway, let's just see. Oh, nice. I actually hit someone. I actually hit someone with my bow. Can you imagine? Yeah, that's also something I want to do, by the way. There we go. We got 7,000, actually 8,000 something, because obviously I missed out on one of those bets, and I have been doing some tournaments. I think I lost one, actually, at another time, so... There's also that, but that's not really something to be too annoyed about. It just happens, you know, as I say, it just happens. Because there are some moments where these enemies are so good sometimes. Anyway, I am going to be looking for a wonderful bow. And as you can see, I still haven't sold any of this stuff. So I'm actually going to be selling that now. Let's just sell this, get that out of the way. I got a bunch of cheese from killing those Skaven as well, by the way, which is, I think, hilarious. And there is level 29. There it is. Very nice. Okay, so as I said before, I think my main goal should probably be to get ward save. And that's the reason why I'm kind of jumping around right now, trying to get as much experience as I possibly can. Because getting level 30, very important. Don't get shot in the face, please. Umyak, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, so the fact is, if we can get to level 30, I should have the ability to then get the first level, at least, of ward save. And that's, yeah, as I say, it's not going to make a huge difference, but it is definitely going to make a difference of a kind of, you know, a decent amount, right? And that's obviously what we want, because I really do not want to be consistently running around and always getting hit every single time. Obviously, it would probably be a good idea for me to get Ignore Pain now as well, because I do have enough money to be able to afford that. But unfortunately for me right now, I'm just consistently going into dungeons and tournaments and things like that. So that's the reason why I haven't really done that yet, which is kind of bad, actually. I should have done that. Am I going to die? Maybe. let me actually just play this a little bit differently here. I need to upgrade my weapon. Okay, so I've kind of rethought things a little bit, and I have not yet been able to complete difficulty 3, which is really funny actually, considering the fact that I think I probably would have been able to do this if I was not playing an ogre, which is very surprising to me, because I normally would be able to do this not too badly, but I don't know, maybe there's something else going on. But anyway, 15,000 gold for Ignore Pain. That's what we're going to be taking right here. I am still a little bit injured, so what I'm going to do is I am going to just wait here for some time, and then we're going to go to the nearby dungeon, and I'm going to try to get through as many of those levels as I can until there's something interesting for me to show you. Ah, look who it is! It is Matthias. He has finally decided to come back and join us. Unfortunately, I don't have enough space for him at the moment, which is hilarious. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Bastich, and we're going to tell him to go and do the same thing, and then, you know, we'll tell a couple of other people in short order to do that as well. So let's get another point in intelligence here. I can actually get more Iron Flesh and more Power Strike if I want to do that. But the question is, do we? Do we want to do that? I think so, right? I think so. I mean, we're primarily that kind of character, right? So I think that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to be making our way over to Cobra Pass Dungeon now. It's very important that we do this. Look at me failing super hard right here. Oh, it's a travesty. As I say, with other characters, I feel like I have been able to complete difficulty dungeon 3 so much easier, but I think with an ogre, there's a big difference to your hitbox. I know that may sound, I don't know, maybe a bit stupid, but I think there is a massive difference in comparison to playing a regular-sized character. Because you come across, I don't know, some enemies that have massive amounts of guns or something like that. I mean, are we against... No, we're against Night Goblins. I was wondering whether we were against Chaos Dwarves and Hobgoblins here, but no. It's Night Goblins. So we should have a pretty easy time here, but I have envenomed. I am envenomed right now, so this is not good. I am poisoned. It's very bad. So this is probably going to be me dying again, but I can only hope that I get to level 30 at least. Look at how much damage I'm taking, just randomly. You see? This is exactly what I've been facing this entire time. It's very difficult. So we are going to have a bit of an issue here. That guy just fell off, okay. He did my job for me. That's wonderful. Now, bear in mind, obviously, ogres do have wounds, right? They do have wounds 3, as far as I'm aware. Someone said that in the comments a while ago, and I am 100% certain that that is the only thing that is going to save me when it comes to running dungeons. Because without that, there is no way. There is no way. Because obviously we've played as a lizard man in the past, and the lizard men have an amazing ability to regenerate, and that was just fundamentally easy mode in comparison to what we've had to deal with here. Because these guys, they're very difficult to use in these situations. Because I mean, look at what I've got to deal with right here. Look at this close quarters, and this guy is going to shoot me. What do you bet he's going to do massive damage? Yep. Thankfully, I've got Ignore Pain. If I didn't have Ignore Pain right now, I think I'd be dead. How do I actually deal with this area? I have to attack at a certain angle. That's interesting. Okay, let's just kill that guy. Yeah, as you can see, Annihilator. Yep. That is exactly what I was talking about earlier. The Chaos Dwarf Annihilators with their blunderbusses, they are so incredibly damaging. It's very, very scary, actually, to see them. Ah, we got level 30. Okay, we actually got level 30. That's fantastic. Now, if only I had some healing potions. Yeah, you can see my HP is just dwindling right now. Probably because I am indeed still poisoned. I can't really do much about that. I wonder, is this the right way to go? I always forget which way to go is... No, it's this way. No, I remember now. I remember now. Okay. This one is the... one of the maps that I am a little bit less familiar with. So I do tend to get a little lost sometimes, but not that bad. Not that bad. So we should be fine. Oh. Never mind. I'm not going to be fine. I'm going to die here, friends. I'm going to die here. Or not, apparently. Or not. Hello. Thank you very much. Okay, that is very nice. The exit is just up those stairs. There's a chest. Please be a healing potion. If the healing potion is in there. No, there is no healing potion, of course. Yeah, we've started to get pretty bad loot from the chests, unfortunately, because, hilariously enough, almost all of my chests had amazing loot in them. In the very beginning, but now not so much. But that's okay. Oh, I'm gonna die from this. Yep. Alright, so we're doing another tournament, and not through lack of trying to complete a dungeon, unfortunately. So yeah, even with my custom rule set, we're not getting an easy ride. No, it is not an easy ride for any reason. That is... I am absolutely I'm kind of gobsmacked, actually. I'm kind of gobsmacked about how we just cannot complete a dungeon. Now, the main reason... Okay, now, look at it this way, yeah? The main reason why I'm not bringing Gotrek into the dungeons is because he's going to scale the dungeons up so dramatically that we're probably going to... Well, we might just get eliminated almost instantaneously, and that's obviously one of the main reasons why I'm not bringing him in. I know some people are probably going to say, you should bring Gotrek in, he'll solo the entire dungeon. And yeah, he may very well do that, but the problem is, whenever I've done that in the past, it has never really worked out as it should have, unfortunately. And so, in those situations, I just go, well, I'm just going to do it myself then. And, well, as you can see, me being a bit stubborn about doing it myself, it's not really working out. So when Gotrek returns, because I have just told him to go off and, you know, spread the word about how we want to be king and so on and so forth. Once he returns, we will try to do it with him. But obviously, you know, this is basically an episode just to kind of give you an idea as to how tough it actually is to complete Dungeon Difficulty 3. Hilariously enough, not entirely sure why that is, but as I said, being an ogre, it is not as easy as it looks. Surprisingly so. And obviously, I think one of the main reasons is because we are so large. And the other reason is, of course, that we are indeed limited to overhead attacks only. I think if I had a different weapon, like for example, if I had an ogre weapon like, you know, the fists or, you know, something like that, then I'd probably be in a good position. I'd probably be in a much better position than I am right now. I've got to be very careful about this gunner. He's going to kill me otherwise. There we go. Nice. Should be easy enough now to take him out. Yep, there we are. Alright, so now... hopefully that fellow is going to be killing him. Yeah, there we go. Southern Imperial Horsemaster. Very good. Yes, very good. Okay, there we go. And indeed, this is literally going to be the only thing that we're going to be able to do, unfortunately. I will be attempting to complete a dungeon in between episodes, between this one and the next one. And if I have complete... well, I'm gonna obviously... if I'm doing really, really well, then I'll obviously show you, you know, what's happening and stuff. But if I'm failing, like I have in this episode, then, well, then, you know, you're not going to see that. Yeah, but I will tell you about it, obviously, because I wanna have full transparency here. I'm not a big fan of hiding that stuff because, let's face it, everyone goes through things like this when they play the game. So it's just more realistic, and I feel like it's more fun. I think it's more fun because then we literally go through this journey together, and when we overcome it, that is just all the sweeter then, isn't it? Because then we are overcoming it together, and we can then take revenge upon the enemies that have decided to insult us all this time, all of the annihilators and so on and so forth. Yeah, those guys are a huge thorn in my side. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.